Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully you're doing well. In this session today, we will talk about nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication, from its title, is apparent that it is the type of communication that includes gestures, facial expressions, body movements, arts. So these types makes the communication more effective. So in a way, all these facial expressions, touching behavior, gestures, postures reflect the kind of mood we are in, or in a way it tells about the intentions that we intend to direct or communicate towards the audience. So, first of these is action, and the traditional code that we keep on hearing. Action speaks louder than words. So, in a way, it is a direct form of communication which engages action and use words as well, which are very conceivable in a way by the inculcation of body movements, and in a way the kind of object or device in our immediate environment, whatever we entail, whatever we have. So all these gestures, physical postures, or the kind of actions communicate some kind of message to our audience. So, consequential communication involves action. Sometimes, moreover, action is a form of purposive communication. The action achieves social goal, as when a murder is executed to convey to people the punishment associated with a particular crime. So, in a way, actions kind of reflect intentions or justice or some kind of gesture that results from that kind of cause and effect type of theory or phenomenon. Almost any action can be subtly interpreted by the people who have been taught its meaning. More often than not, actions are difficult to interpret, especially when communicator and audience come from different culture. So if your background is not similar, then your body movement, your nodding behavior could mislead the communication in an uh, entirely different direction. Somewhere whistling is considered as a positive tone, somewhere your body movements, the kind of behavior, the kind of nodding or numerous hand gestures. So they have various meanings associated with them, and these meanings could be interpreted differently according to different cultures. For, for example, Pakistani people, when they greet each other or meet some kind of strangers as well, so they kind of embrace or hug each other. Uh, but in Europe, this type of behavior of hugging is related to only close family members. So generally, handshake would do the job. Similarly, when Arabic or Arabian people meet, they kind of uh, meet with a gentle kiss on the cheek, but that type of behavior used by men in that particular region is adopted by women in Pakistani culture. So these are the various things that differ from culture to culture, from place to place, and body gestures, they have certain meanings regarding the intentions of the speaker. The next point or the type of communication in non-verbal communication is appearance. So your appearance would reflect a lot about your internal mood. So when you are happy, and when you're happy, you would reflect it from your body gestures. So on days when you're going to make a speech, it is good idea to look at your best. Not only does looking good give you a kind of psychological boost, has it also given the audience a kind of positive impression. So people usually dress up in their best clothes whenever there is a kind of interview, or whenever they go for certain type of gathering. So people would wear a suit and a tie on such occasions, but wearing t-shirt and jeans, they are going to make you appear as very casual. So if you are going on hiking, or you are traveling, or you are going for picnic, so you would be preferably using t-shirts or jeans and some kind of sneakers with that. But if you are going for some kind of formal occasion, so the dressing would be formal, such as you could use a waistcoat upon the dress that you have selected for that particular occasion. So changing in the appearance of the human body, they are deliberately produced for the sake of communication, and the communicator is considered to be the person whose body changes, or on whose those changes appear. So the appearance of human body may be permanently affected by the removal of some of the physical part. So if there is something deficient in your personality, such as if you don't have a kind arm, or an eye, or finger, or foot, or nose, or teeth, or tongue, so in a way this kind of lacking in your personality might shake your confidence, and people might notice and degrade you, or ridicule you as well due to that. So another way of change in body is concentrating upon the hairstyle only. So then definitely shaving, beard, mustache, so these are the types of the things that reflect the way you look, and the way you distinguish about the kind of behavior, or the kind of communication that you intend to take. And see, likewise, some kind of ornaments and their usage. For instance, excessive use of jewelry on the occasions of marriage is reserved for women in Pakistani culture. So some of the objects in this regard we also use, and physical objects other than buildings that protect people, tools, decoration, insignia upon the body are also extending media of communication. The boundary between the objects being considered here and those previously considered is thin and almost indistinguishable, but worth retaining, for there is a difference between a building used for dwelling and the one used for as a tomb, and between a hoe and ceremonial baton, and between a ribbon on the chest, or the flag upon the pole. So these are various things, the kind of medals that we use or utilize in order to indicate our behavior, or indicate our ranks. So there are various objects in cultural communication that we intend to utilize as human beings, such as Gilgiti or Chitrali cap, Sindhi ajrak, and Punjabi pagdi, kurta, Peshawari chappal, Kashmiri shawl. So these are the things that are apparent from your behavior, from your personality, that you intend to reflect your culture very closely, such as the boy that is visible before you wearing a chitrali cap and with a feather in it, and on the other side there is a shawl whose name is reserved as Sindhi Ajrak. So these cultural type of wearings portray your association and affiliation with the deep culture that you belong to, and that culture is reflecting some kind of non-verbal behavior or the roots that you intend to entail, or you come from those particular roots. So next type of non-verbal communication is paralanguage. So paralanguage, in contrast to kinesics behavior, which relates to bodily movements, so we see that the paralanguage uh, in a way relates to sound we hear. So kinesics is is the body movement, the body gestures that we uh, use, but the paralanguage is the kind of sound, the concerns that how something is said, that not what is said. So in a way it is related to your accent as well. We have all developed some sensitivity to the clues people give through their voices. So some of the categories of paralanguage are the first of all is voice quality. The four major qualities and the characteristics of voice are pitch, highness, and lowness of tone. For example, women would have very shrill pitch and low pitch, and men will have high pitch or very loud pitch, and the kind of bombastic, heavy voices. So likewise, volume is the second thing which relates to loudness, and the third one is speed, and the way we the kind of words per minute that we utter. And the last one, fourth one, is quality and the sound of voices, where we show our confidence or underconfident behavior. So each of these by itself is concerned with one or others. Then we complement, supplement, or contradict the words used. People talk loudly when they wish to be heard over a great distance, but people would talk louder when they are angry, or softer when they are being loving. So your voice would reflect the kind of inner a dimension of your mind or mental capability. People tend to raise or lower their pitch to accompany changes in volume. So they may raise pitch when they are nervous, or lower pitch when they are trying to be forceful. So people may talk more rapidly when they are happy, frightened, nervous. So when they are emotionally pent up, their speed would be entirely different, and when they are unsure and trying to emphasize a point over a time in order to show whatever their intention are. Vocalization or vocal inferences is another type. Sounds that interpret or intrude into fluent speech, causing distraction, occasionally total communication breakdown, and termed vocal inferences. Excessive vocal inferences are bad speeches habits which we develop over a period of time. The most common inferences are well, okay, ha, you. So we the kind of things that creep into our speech, as well as nearly universal interpreter. Whenever people keep on using when they were whenever they are in a kind of thinking process for the next word or sentence or connecting ideas, so they would be using So in a way, these types of vocalizations are a kind of permanent mark on our speech. So vocal inferences are sometimes difficult to eliminate from our speech, but they can be reduced through a program of awareness and practice. Vocal inferences are also caused by fear of momentary silence. So whenever there is a kind of the fear in your mind, so what's the next idea that is going to come out of your mind, when you don't have the clue about it, so you tend to use these vocalization. So in a way, the one who is listening to you or the expert would be able to judge the kind of nervousness under your confident facial expression. So next one is touch. Touch is often considered as the most basic form of communication, such as fundamental aspect of self-presentation. Some people use hands to pat, slap, pinch, stroke, hold, embrace, and tickle. So these are the things, various gestures that are attached to all these things, from a shaking hand or patting hand or slapping someone or pinching or stroking or holding or embracing and then tickling. So level of formality goes from handshake to tickle, from very formal to very non-formal. So usually we use these other touching behavior for a variety of reasons, from impersonal to random to very intimate and purposeful type of communication. Then when we intend to communicate such types of behavior or gesture, so we shake hands to be very social and polite, we pat a person on the back for the encouragement, and we hug a person to show. So in this particular session we talked about non-verbal type of communication, and as you know that non-verbal communication is a very vast topic, where body gestures are utilized, our facial expressions are seen, our attire is seen, our cultural wearings are understood or observed by the people, and the way we stand, the way we sit, the way we present ourselves during our communications, so that is observed by the other people around us. So non-verbal communication is extremely important, and it should be practiced, and it should be promoted. Various types of behaviors should be discussed among the groups of friends, so that all those behavior which are less likely to be social should be eliminated, and the ones which are more agreeable and having some kind of civic manners should be promoted. So with this, I would stop recording this particular session. So if you have any question, query, or any comment, so you could comment us in the section of comments. So thank you for your presence, and hopefully you would contribute. So stay tuned and stay safe.